Hello, it's Max and Sandy.
The topic, we should start with that, is about communicating in relationships and the importance of actually saying what is in your head. And I know a lot of us automatically assume that the other person can be a mind reader, right? And then you always get upset. It leads to problems. How come they did this? What do you think they meant by this? What is this? What is that? And it just becomes this dialogue in your head versus really the most simple answer, which is go talk to the person about it.
We make up stories about why somebody did what they did. Share one of the scenarios that you read about this morning.
Yeah, this woman was kind of in a situationship with her coworker, and every time they would drink, they would end up making out with each other. It was only kissing. They always discussed, we don't want anything more. They texted each other, that was a lot of fun, but I can't be in a relationship, don't want to be in a relationship. And obviously, when you spend that much time with somebody, you start to develop feelings. So what ended up happening, she got really frustrated because he just continued to give her mixed signals and she wasn't being honest. He asked her straight out, do you have feelings for me, after it had been going on for a while? And she lied, and she admitted that she lied, and she said no. And I mean, all of this stuff, while I was reading this, it was just like, I think we're just so geared to hiding our emotions and being afraid to talk about basic things with people, and no one can read your mind.
Right. It's also, it's really vulnerable. Like,
right,
if you say, I like you, and the person doesn't reciprocate, then you feel like you're rejected, you're hurt. And it's a basic core human need to be accepted. And if you're not accepted by the person that you care for, it's scary.
But better to be rejected. Right. I feel like you're going to say
that. Did you read my mind? See, you can read my mind.
Yeah, look at that. But it's better to, what you say?
No, it's better to find out the truth. And it's not really a rejection. It's really, and we can talk a little bit about what rejection really is, but when you speak up and say, hey, I didn't think I would have feelings for you, but being together with you, I've grown to like you a lot more. And I wanted to know if you want to explore this further. You don't have to say I'm madly in love with you and I think you're the one and let's get married. That's a bit much, right? But I think that's how most people see it. It's like there is a middle ground, which is let's explore this further if you're interested. And you have to know your bottom line. Like if you're not interested in continuing that hooking up without, this casual hookup. And so casual is a whole other video we could do on why casual can really backfire, because a lot of people do think they can be casual, but they catch feelings. And it's happened with so many people that I've worked with where they thought, oh, I'm totally fine not needing a commitment before I sleep with someone, and then they catch feelings. And so it's devastating when you've already bonded with this person. Your hormones are all ignited when you bond sexually. If you do speak up and you find out the truth, what is your bottom line? If you don't want to be with somebody who isn't reciprocating, then you get to be empowered to walk away and say, this isn't working for me.
Something that I learned from the last person that I don't know what committed, but the last person that I was, romantically, emotionally involved with, was that I really lost that connection back to myself, that I was doing everything for them. And I really wasn't, being in conversation with myself. And that's kind of the whole point when we talk about communication. It's not only with the other person, it has to be with you first. Like there's that old phrase that you are in a relationship with yourself first before anything else. And you're living the life that you want to live to the fullest that you can right now, and anyone who comes into it is an addition. They're not like the missing piece. They're not going to fix your problems. They're not going to make your life infinitely better and save you. It's like you can't live your life like that. I feel like you'll just be disappointed. So if you're not talking to yourself, and I wasn't talking to myself, it was only afterwards where I really discovered that self-love, because I started having that inner dialogue again, going, are you okay, buddy? Are you, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling, that you need this, this, and this? And I started talking to myself more. not in a cuckoo way, but it's just, you have to be in communication and conversation with yourself all the time. So you're doing check-ins, and like what you said about your values, which is the most important thing, because, dating is supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be this lighthearted thing where you're finding a complementary person to your life, not, this dramatic be all end all. So if you're not clear with what that is, it's difficult to know what you're looking for, and that can add to anxiety and stress when you're dating.
Mhm.
So, all these things with communication, it's not only about talking to somebody else. A lot of it has to do with, your goals and your values. Just makes everything easier.
Well, yeah, that's where it starts for sure. And I'm going to add to that, and I agree with what you said,
Yeah.
that it's true of any relationship you have. When I first started working as a coach, I didn't know how to run a business. And so I had clients who would break agreements once they signed a contract. And I kept giving them a little bit more leeway and a little more leeway until I realized I was attracting the wrong clients, but they were the perfect clients for where I was at that time. We often blame other people, and that's the other part that I wanted to bring up today, is that it's so easy to look outside yourself and say, what's wrong with that person? How could they treat me that way? How could they do that? And it's really, the question is, how could I tolerate that? How did I put up with that? Why did I not set a limit? And now that you know better, you do better, as Maya Angelou says. We really need to get clear. Who are we? What's important to us? And then we need to enforce those boundaries around the things that are important to us to protect them, so that we don't lose ourselves in relationships or just focus on what's wrong with the other person.
Just take responsibility for your life, and just understand that when you do that, everything is sweeter. Even if it means losing fake friends or losing people who were dead weight anyway, when you get clear with that, everything just unlocks.
Yeah, it's the work that I do as a coach. Is we always start with you. Like, it's not about everybody else. We first spend time looking at patterns that we've created, that we've inherited from our family, and we've watched our family communicate in a certain way or interact in a certain way, and we watched love look like a certain thing. And the more we can be familiar with how do we get here, then we can start to unravel how do we change that. And that's the same thing I'm doing in my communications course that starts in about a week on February 1st.
Go sign up for it. There's really good stuff in there.
Thank
really
you,
good
Max.
content. And she's not paying me to say that. So.
I'll pay you the big bucks.
Yeah.
But no, I put my heart and soul into this course, as I do with everything I do, because it's work that I did for myself and continue to do. And it's work I teach my clients at a much higher level, higher price. And you can really get the benefit of 20 years of work that I've done, and get it in 6 weeks. Everything curated in one place, from who are you to who are you in communication with, what are the conversations that you're avoiding, what are the conversations that you want to have, and how can you have them. You get scripts, you get all the techniques that you need to be able to put all this together. Because most of us don't know what we're feeling, what we're needing.
Even if you do backslide a little bit and you go into old ways, it's just recognizing patterns in people sooner, so that you don't get too invested in negative situations or relationships that are the old version of yourself, that, the one that didn't love yourself as much, or put up with things that you shouldn't be putting up with, for your people who wouldn't honor you, and like you said, people who don't show up for you, things like that. It's okay to still make mistakes and still do that, as long as you understand quicker, so that you can get out. And that's what I think your communication course hopefully will teach a lot of people, is to recognize the signs soon. So it's like in the case with all these dating advice posts on Reddit, it's like, I can see it now within 2 seconds in the title. Somebody has a thing. So me and this guy have been texting for 1.5 months, and we haven't met yet. And it's like, already I read that and I go, that's where you messed up. It's like, I can see it now, because I learn it myself. I talk to you and we discuss these things. So please sign up for this course. And I think it's going to change a lot of lives, especially, whoever's watching this. You can learn so much from it. So that's my endorsement for this course.
Thank you, Max.
I know it's helped me.
Yeah, no, this work is crucial. It changes all your relationships, and I would love for more of you to sign up. Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.